Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louda, and welcome back to Steam Prison, where we are with Eltcreed, and he has not made a move on us since making out with us the day prior. So that's a good thing. And we are in temporal whatever the fuck, and we're getting something. I don't know. There's an old man. He's carrying papers. Let's just get started. His clothes were refined and expensive, and he carried himself with an air of someone powerful.
Oh god.
He looks kind of like Majima from freaking Yakuza. Yakuza 0? I don't know. As soon as he stopped in front of us, Eltcreed bowed very deeply. I did the same.
Yeah. お招きくださりありがとうございます。ノイエテンペランス殿。
Noye Temperance. Noye Temperance. So that's his name. And the district was called Temperantia. From that and Eltcreed's behavior, I surmised that he was, without a doubt, the district's ruler.
そちらの女性は？ああ、例の上界出身のお飾りですね。
Decoration.
はい、その通りです。話し合いにも同席させてよろしいでしょうか。構いませんよ。お飾りに口がないのならね。その点はご安心ください。彼女は立派な女性ですので。買っているのですね。
Ew.
君に流れる血がそうさせるのか。失敬。言い過ぎました。
Yeah, it's not your business. Shut the fuck up.
お気になさらず。お忙しい身です。本題に入りませんか。それもそうですね。では、そちらにおかけください。
Imagine walking around with an eye patch that has a dangling thing. Like, the dangling thing is just constantly hitting you in the face. Ugh. Niue handed the papers over and gestured towards the seat. I stood diagonally behind Eltcreed and watched the proceedings. Eltcreed undid the string and read the contents.
ケルニヒオルゼット。それが彼の名ですか。ええ。正確には名だったですけどね。
Rip.
君が殺してしまいましたから。
Huh? Eltcreed had killed him? I was completely taken aback, but Eltcreed only nodded politely.
2日前の夕刻、書面を届けるためにリベラリタスへやってきたテンペランス殿の秘書であった彼を、俺が誤って射殺してしまった。
God.
ということですか。そういうことです。回収した彼の遺体から銃弾が見つかりましてね。
Niue retrieved the bullets from a pocket and threw them towards Eltcreed. He caught them.
間違いありません。これは俺の銃弾です。それに資料にあるこの顔、見覚えがあります。彼は優秀な男だったのに残念です。
The face. I looked at the picture that Eltcreed was tapping on. But it was the man who had tried to kill Eltcreed 2 days earlier. Delivered documents? That's a lie. He shouted he was going to kill him. Eltcreed bowed to the ringleader of his planned assassination, his expression placid.
秘書だとは気づかず、大変失礼いたしました。
Doesn't he remember? No. He said he remembers him. He must remember. So why... While I was still confused, the conversation continued.
欲しいのは気持ちだけではないんですよ。分かっていますね。ええ、当然。こちらに記載されている賠償金はきっちりお支払いいたします。
These bitches be sneaky. They're literally sending their best men out to kill him, and then once they come back being murdered, then they're like, Eltcreed, you killed our best man. What happened? And Eltcreed can't be like, you tried to kill me, in order to keep the peace. So he has to say, I'll pay you back. Like, oh god. Eltcreed took a pen from his pocket and signed the paperwork.
俺が見誤ってしまったばかりに大切な人材が失われたこと重ねてお詫び申し上げます。まあ 君は若いので仕方ありませんが、今後は気をつけることです。バーレンティン殿。
ええ、心がけます。ご助言感謝します、テンペランス殿。
ああ、君のような若い指導者を導くのも私の大切な仕事ですからね。
Wow. The discussions were eventually concluded, and Eltcreed and I left without delay. I wonder what just happened. There would be no need for reparations in the case of self-defense. Is this different in the depths? I had a lot of questions, but Eltcreed didn't speak. I sensed that he wasn't in the mood for talking either, so I said nothing. Instead, I looked out of the window. By the time we returned to his mansion, it was dark. I ate something light and went to my room. Eltcreed. After our return, he had gone to his room without eating. He looked the same as always. Even his last words before we parted were the same. Still, something was clearly wrong. He had been odd the whole day. I wonder if it's just today, or... I pulled the curtains aside and saw someone in the garden. Is that... Yes. It was Eltcreed. He was just standing there, staring at nothing in particular. Eltcreed.
2年。
Hmm? He raised his head and looked at me with lilac eyes.
君は2年と聞いて何を想像しますか？
2 years. My time as an officer. I worked there for 2 years.
そうですか。その2年は長かったですか？短かったですか？
Short. It was over in the blink of an eye.
そうですね。俺もそうです。俺がリベラリタスを作ったのは2年前です。
2 years. Yes. He'd talked about that before. You made all of this in 2 years?
ええ。2年前の俺の肩書きはバーレンティン銀行の頭取でしかなかった。当時この地区はフェアレーターという名で乱暴な方が支配していました。態度はさておき、取引相手としては付き合いがあったのですが。
Oh, that's the guy that he kidnapped, or not he didn't kidnap, but like that's the person who kidnapped Ulrich in the beginning, and then he, Eltcreed, went in and destroyed him and took Ulrich back.
とある理由のためにその方には退場していただき、フェアレーターを潰しリベラリタスを作りました。
Dang, so that really was a
それが
short
2
time
年前の
ago.
話です。当然リベラリタスでは一番偉いのですが、他の歴史ある地区と比べれば地位などないに等しく、底辺もいいところです。リベラリタスは全てにおいて劣っています。小さい土地に比例し、総生産量も少なく、他地区との取引がなければ運営を維持できない。ですので今日みたいにね、理不尽なお願いも快く受け入れなくてはいけないんです。
You know it was unreasonable.
当然です。自分を殺そうとした男の顔ですよ。さすがに忘れません。俺の経験が乏しいと見込み、彼らはあの手この手で資産を得ようとする。丸め込んでいいように利用しようとする。俺がバカだったら何も考えずに受け入れたり怒ったり行動を起こせたのでしょうけど、エルトクリード・バーレンティンは頭がいいのでそんなことは一切しません。リベラリタスに住む人々のことを考え、頭を下げて無条件で受け入れる。
Are you happy with that?
はい。俺の気持ち一つで解決するなら俺の感情など必要ない。
You're out here right now looking like that because you can't just sacrifice your feelings.
そんな顔？今の俺は君にどう見えますか？
Sad and upset.
そうですか。やはり俺は若いんですね。 先導者たるもの、もっと悟られないようにしなければ。俺はカッコつけですから、見苦しい姿は見せたくありません。
I prefer him like this. I prefer him miserable and upset than a big flirtatious weirdo. Eltcreed. Is it too self-centered to ask you to bear it to me at least?
見せてほしい。
Yes. Yes. I'm your guard. I want to be the one closest to you. Show me the self you can't show to others, the self that looks miserable. I can't offer you much, but I can listen. Just please, don't carry this weight alone. Yes, don't carry the weight alone. Go to therapy. It's just become an ad.
いいえ、一人で抱え込まないといけないことなんです。それに、君はただの護衛です。そこまでする義務も責任もありません。
Yes, I apologize for my indiscretion.
そうですよ。でないと、俺は君に何をしでかすかわかりません。
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Do to me?
そう。以前言いましたよね。愛は無償であり、自由であり、無限だと。求められれば答えるのが俺だと。でも、俺は君に求められていない。俺が憧れや理想を押し付け、一方的に欲しがってばかりいる。
At least he realizes it.
君は優しく世間に疎いですから、寄り添ってくれるでしょう。でも、それではきっと意味がない。あやふやなまま、君という花を頼りたくない。君は騎士様。俺にとっての特別な存在だから、怪我したくないんです。
No, I must be sullied.
は？
A knight serves their master. They crawl through the mud, covered in blood, and kill his enemies. That isn't possible unsullied. Unless you're Game of Thrones. But I don't want to be a decoration. I want to serve and protect you. Show me. Teach me who you really are.
難しい問題ですね。俺自身、俺のことを見失いかけているというのに、それを見せろだなんて。
If you've lost sight of who you are, we'll look for it together. Just don't suffer alone.
俺には俺の考え方があるので、全てをさらけ出す気はありません。ましてや、君との付き合いはとても短い。でも、そうですね。少しずつ自分を伝えられたらと思います。こんな風に、俺、実は打たれ弱いんです。普段は偉そうにしているのに、おかしな話でしょ。こんな俺ですけど、これからも守っていただけますか？
Yes, gladly.
ありがとうございます。俺の騎士様。
Eltcreed smiled softly at me and touched my hair. Ah. He ran my fingers over... his fingers, not my fingers. He ran his fingers over my ears and down my cheeks before tracing my neck.
今日はキスはしません。気持ちが満たされているので。ね。
He had gently embraced me. I was surprised, but accepted it. He's so tall and muscular, but then the weight he had to carry was overwhelming, and it made him seem so small to me. There wasn't much I could do, but I still wanted to help him. The night was dark and silent, without moon or stars, but my wish to help was clear and bright. Yay! See, this is how you act, Eltcreed. This is great. As the days went on, I continued my guard duties. The rhythms of life in the depths were becoming more familiar to me. Part of me was uneasy about that. I felt like being too accustomed to all of this was dangerous. After all, what about my parents' murderers? What about the stain on my family name? Throughout my quiet days, inner turmoils raged inside of me. I was perpetually reminded of the past by the towers in Normandy visible from wherever I was. Life was good here in Liberalitas. I had essentially accepted my new role here. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to leave the past behind me or cling to it. The embers of anguish smoldered, never cooling. We didn't get this in Ulrich's thing, so it's pretty interesting. Eltcreed, good work today. What are your plans for this evening?
おや、デートへのお誘いですか？
No, I'm asking as your guard.
真面目なご回答ありがとうございます。さすがですね、騎士様。今日は晩餐会がありまして、一緒に来ていただきたいんです。
Oof. A dinner party? But I...
大丈夫です。今回の集いに過激派の方はいらっしゃいません。上界出身者がいようといなかろうと気にしない方々ばかりです。
There are those who don't?
ええ、彼らには出身地よりも興味を引くものがありまして、上界を糾弾する暇はないのでしょう。
I see. Very well then. Please let me attend.
ええ、期待していますよ。では早速着替えを用意させますね。
Ooh. Change of clothes?
はい。今日のために君専用のドレスを仕立てたんです。
A dress?
おや、ご存知ありませんか？多種多様で一概にこれとは言えませんけど、オーソドックスなものはこれくらいの丈のスカートで。
No, I know what a dress is, and what they look like as well. I was surprised by the necessity to change into one.
それは招待状の返信に君の名も連ねたからです。招待状で少しやらかしてしまいましてね。
A bungle? Eltcreed grinned and nodded. You did not just say that I was like your wife or your girlfriend or something, did you?
君のせいであるティスティラの綴り方がわからず、あれこれ考えていたら、バーレンティンと書いてしまいました。
You fool! How does anybody make that mistake?
これがあるんです。恐ろしいことにありえてしまったのです。
So people are gonna think I'm your wife.
大した話じゃないんですけどね。最初ティスティラってどう書くんだろう、適当でいいかと
Scribbled down.
で、バーレンティンなら目をつむってでも書けるのに、こんな風にとうっかり書いてしまったんですよね。バーレンティンって
I guess I could try to be like, oh, I'm his aunt or something, or his niece, like... What? But you could have crossed it out right there, written in your reply.
書面は後々まで残るんですよ。書き損じなんて恥ずかしいです。
That's the worst excuse I've ever heard.
後世まで残れば、博物館などに、これはかの有名なエルトクリード・バーレンティンがうっかり書き間違った手紙です。とか展示されるかもしれません。そんなこと、耐えられない。
Eltcreed.
ということで、俺の伴侶だという気持ちで出席してほしいんです。最低限着飾っていただけないと、俺が恥をかいてしまいます。いいんですか？俺が恥ずかしめられても。
Ugh. Oh, this is a new one. I doubt.
ですよね。楽しみにしています。では早速着替えてきてください。誰か彼女フィッティングルームに化粧の手伝いもお願いします。
Oh, God. Makeup?
そうですよ。それではまた後ほど。
God damn it, Eltcreed. God damn it. This is like a wedding dress thing all over again. Eltcreed disappeared with a smile as a female employee came to take me to the dressing room. I do not remember the rest. I changed clothes as they told me, sat down in a chair, and had makeup applied. Before long, Krimu the bodyguard was gone. What am I supposed to do? What is the right thing to do now? I'm back.
ああ。あれどうして柱の陰に隠れているんです
I'm embarrassed.
そう言わず。見せてください。
And we're gonna see it in the next episode, I guess. Well, I don't know if there's gonna be a picture, but we can just assume that there's gonna be a picture. Next episode, we will see Krimu in a dress and makeup, and we will go to this dinner party where, I don't know, what will happen.